Every day at Sierra, you'll find top brand apparel, footwear, and gear for 20 to 60% less than department and specialty store prices. And during clearance time at Sierra, those incredible prices are 40 divided by 2.5, carry the 1, even lower. And when you shop clearance at Sierra, you can save a whole lot more on everything you need to get active and outside. That's a lot of saving. Epic brands, vast selection, teeny tiny prices. That's Sierra. Visit your local Sierra store today or shop online at Sierra.com.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. Checking off the boxes on your to-do list is a great feeling. And when it comes to checking off coverage, a State Farm agent can help you choose an option that's right for you. Whether you prefer talking in person, on the phone, or using the award-winning app, it's nice knowing you have help finding coverage that best fits your needs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
This is Optimal Health Daily, the hidden cost of optimizing everything in fitness, by Marc Bilodeau of fittrend.com. And I'm Dr. Neil Malik. Hey there, welcome back to Optimal Health Daily, where I read to you from some of the most popular health and fitness blogs out there, with permission from the websites, of course, and always with a bit of my commentary at the end. All right, and with that, let's jump right in and get to the post as we optimize your life. The Hidden Cost of Optimizing Everything in Fitness, by Marc Bilodeau of fittrend.com. Fitness technology, data, and expert advice have never been more accessible. With wearables, apps, and endless content, it's possible to track, tweak, and optimize nearly every aspect of health. On the surface, this appears to be progress. However, the constant pursuit of optimization can quietly undermine your consistency, enjoyment, and long-term results. At some point, trying to optimize everything starts to work against you. Optimization became the default mindset. Modern fitness culture emphasizes precision, such as tracking steps, optimizing sleep, and improving heart rate variability. These are not inherently bad. In fact, many are genuinely helpful when used appropriately. The issue is that optimization has shifted from a tool to a mindset. Instead of supporting your behavior, it becomes the behavior. Fitness stops being about moving well, feeling better, or building resilience, and starts revolving around constant tweaking. When every metric feels equally important, nothing feels stable. Unfortunately, this mindset is reinforced by technology and content that promise marginal gains, such as improving a metric by 5%, or adjusting a habit by changing one variable. Over time, fitness can feel less like an enjoyable activity and more like a never-ending experiment, when more data stops helping. Data is most valuable when it shows patterns. Problems arise when it distracts you from your goals. Tracking too many variables at the same time makes it difficult to determine what actually matters. Instead of seeing progress, you see a bunch of numbers that don't really tell you anything. Daily fluctuations in sleep, heart rate, or performance are normal. Treating each fluctuation as a signal to intervene creates constant course correction. This can lead to unnecessary changes in training, recovery, or nutrition, even when nothing is actually wrong. The result can make you feel less confident, not more. When progress depends on perfect numbers, it makes your workouts less enjoyable and more like something that needs to be done to reach a particular numeric goal. A bad night of sleep or a stressful week can feel like failure rather than a normal part of life. The cost of constant optimization. Fitness optimization often comes with a hidden cost. Monitoring everything requires extra mental energy. Deciding what to adjust, what to ignore, and what to fix can become exhausting, especially when life is already demanding. Stress itself affects your recovery, sleep, and motivation. Ironically, the effort to optimize health can increase the very strain that undermines it. When fitness becomes another source of pressure, sticking to your routine suffers. The additional stress doesn't always feel dramatic. It often shows up as low-level anxiety, second-guessing, or the sense that you're never doing enough. Over time, this affects your enjoyment of working out and makes consistency harder to maintain. Why optimization can reduce consistency. Consistency thrives on simplicity. The more rules, metrics, and conditions attached to fitness, the easier it becomes to break your routine. Miss a target and your plan feels compromised. Miss more of them and it feels pointless. Highly optimized routines often work well during your ideal weeks. Unfortunately, real life is rarely ideal. Travel, illness, deadlines, and family demands disrupt carefully tuned systems. When fitness depends on precision, disruption leads to stopping rather than adjustment. Simpler routines bend instead of breaking. They allow less than ideal results while still making progress. This flexibility is one of the strongest predictors of your long-term success. The illusion of control. Optimization creates the feeling of control. Numbers, charts, and plans make health seem predictable. While this can be comforting, it's also misleading. The human body is adaptive and not a machine. It responds to trends rather than performing your workouts perfectly. Chasing control often leads to frustration and burnout. When outcomes do not match your expectations, the response is usually to try to optimize more by adding another metric or adjusting another variable. Unfortunately, this behavior can spiral into micromanagement without any meaningful improvement. Letting go of some control doesn't mean being careless. It means recognizing that health is built through repeated behaviors, not flawless execution, where optimization still has value. This is not an argument against data or improvement. Optimization is useful when it serves a clear purpose. Tracking can highlight blind spots, reveal progress, or support your recovery when used selectively. The key is intention. Instead of optimizing everything, focus on optimizing one or two levers that matter most. For many, these are sleep consistency, regular movement, and manageable training intensity. Once these foundations are stable, fine-tuning becomes far more effective. Optimization is most effective as a temporary tool, not a permanent mode of operation. It's something you use to learn, then step back once clarity is gained. From optimization to awareness. One of the most productive shifts in fitness is moving from optimization to awareness. Awareness pays attention without immediately intervening. It identifies patterns without any demands for perfection. This approach allows you to respond instead of react. A few nights of poor sleep prompt reflection, not panic. A plateau becomes information, not a crisis. Over time, awareness improves your ability to self-regulate. Fitness becomes less about control and more about a relationship with yourself. You learn how your body responds to stress, recovery, and routine without trying to engineer every outcome. Simplicity, a performance advantage. Simple fitness routines often outperform complex ones over the long run. They reduce decision fatigue and create mental space. When workouts and habits are predictable, they require less willpower and motivation to perform. Simplicity also improves recovery. The body adapts more efficiently when demands are consistent. Sleep improves when stress is lower. Motivation stabilizes when fitness feels achievable rather than fragile. In this way, simplicity is not a step backward. It's a strategic advantage for sustainability and maintaining your health over the course of your life. Progress does not need to be constantly measured to be real. Many meaningful improvements are experienced indirectly, such as increased energy, improved mood, and a sense that movement feels easier. These outcomes matter, even if they're harder to measure. When progress is narrowly defined, it's easy to miss what's working. A broader view allows fitness to support life rather than dominate it. Over time, this perspective encourages patience and persistence. Conclusion. Optimization promises control and efficiency, but when taken too far, it can quietly undermine consistency, enjoyment, and resilience. More data and more precision do not automatically lead to better outcomes, especially when they increase stress and reduce flexibility for your workouts. Long-term health is built on simple, repeatable behaviors that survive imperfect weeks and changing circumstances. When optimization supports those habits, it's helpful. When it replaces them, it becomes noise. Letting go of the need to optimize everything often creates the space needed for your health and fitness to thrive. You just listened to the post titled, The Hidden Cost of Optimizing Everything in Fitness by Marc Bilodeau of fittrend.com, and I'll be right back with my commentary. Right now, there's a talented person out there who could take your company to the next level. Do you want to hope they see your job post before your competitors? Or do you want to match with them with Indeed sponsored jobs? Sponsored jobs boost your post for quality candidates so you can reach the exact people you want faster. I love that Indeed speeds up hiring. When I've hired in the past, the process was overwhelming. I wish I'd used Indeed. Spend more time interviewing candidates who check all your boxes. Less stress, less time, more results now with Indeed sponsored jobs. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to help get your job the premium status it deserves at Indeed.com/health. Just go to Indeed.com/health right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/health. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Do it the right way with Indeed. Sometimes I just don't have the time or brain space for proper grocery shopping. With a long commute, shopping for groceries is the last thing I want to do. That all changed with Hungry Root. It's the easiest way to get healthy. Just tell them what you like, don't like, and your goals, and Hungry Root fills your cart with personalized recommendations. It's the perfect way to actually stick with your New Year's resolution of starting fresh with healthy eating. For my Hungry Root order, I was able to get the veggies and proteins I specifically wanted for my weekly meal prep, plus a couple sides and pre-made meals for convenience, all fresh and delivered quickly. Take advantage of this exclusive offer. For a limited time, get 40% off your first box, plus get a free item in every box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/OHD and use code OHD. That's hungryroot.com/OHD, code OHD, to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. Dr. Neil here with my commentary. I really love this statement from today's author, Marc Bilodeau. Marc said, long-term health is built on simple, repeatable behaviors that survive imperfect weeks and changing circumstances. In fact, I often get asked, Dr. Neil, if I want to start working out, would it be better to work out once a week for an hour or for 10 minutes every day? The key to answering this question is the fact that working out isn't a habit yet. So inherent in the question is the fact that we're trying to start a new habit, working out regularly. And here's what researchers are finding. Frequency, not duration, seems to be the more important factor for building this kind of habit. That means working out for 10 minutes every day may be better at forming a habit than working out once a week for longer. So, just as Marc said, focus on simple, repeatable behaviors, like just 10 minutes of activity every day. And that will probably lead to a longer-term behavior that sticks. All right, that'll do it for today. Of course, I will be back here tomorrow for our usual Friday Q&A episode, so definitely come back for that, where your optimal life awaits.